Have you ever just been completely swept away by a story?
Oh, yeah.
Like a world so real you wished you could step right into it? Or, characters who felt like actual friends?
Definitely. And those stories, they often have these deeper human truths hiding just beneath the surface, don't they?
That's it exactly. They resonate because they tap into something universal.
Gives us a kind of shortcut to understanding ourselves, maybe.
Yes. And that's precisely what we're diving into today. Welcome, everyone.
We're taking a deep dive into the phenomenon that is Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling.
Our mission is to unpack all those layers, the amazing world, the themes, the characters, the cultural impact.
And we've got a stack of sources, reviews, analyses, you name it, to really get into it.
Yeah, we want to understand not just the magic, but the human stuff woven in.
So as you listen, maybe think about what it was that grabbed you. The government, the creatures, the people.
What made it resonate so much is a great question.
So where do we start? With the author, I guess.
Makes sense. J.K. Rowling, how did this whole thing even begin?
Well, Joanne Rowling, born 1965 in England. The spark, famously, came in 1990.
The train journey, Manchester to London, right?
Exactly, delayed train. The whole idea just sort of downloaded into her head. It's become almost legendary at that moment.
An incredible origin story. But it wasn't easy after that, was it?
Not at all. Our sources really highlight the struggle. She was a single mother in Edinburgh.
Writing in cafes, the story goes.
Yeah, writing while her baby slept. And then the rejections. Philosopher's Stone got turned down, what, 12 times?
12 times.
Yeah.
Before Bloomsbury finally said yes in 97. That perseverance is just, wow.
It really is. Her own story is almost as compelling as Harry's in some ways.
But things have become more complex recently.
Right. And it's important we touch on this based on our research. In recent years, her views on gender have drawn significant public criticism.
Yeah, and that's led to some, well, difficult conversations in the fan community about separating the art from the artist.
Exactly. And just to be clear, our aim here is simply to report what the sources say about these ongoing debates, impartially. We're not taking a side, just presenting the context.
A really crucial point. Okay, so from that personal journey to the massive narrative she built, let's walk through the books.
Okay. Book 1, The Philosopher's Stone. Harry enters this magical world, discovers who he is, sets the whole stage.
Then Chamber of Secrets, uncovering that deadly secret inside Hogwarts itself, getting a bit darker.
Definitely. Prisoner of Azkaban, the mysterious escapee, Sirius Black, challenges everything Harry thought he knew about his past.
Such a great twist in that one. Then Goblet of Fire. Things really escalate here, don't they?
Oh, yeah. The Triwizard Tournament turns into Voldemort's big comeback. Really chilling.
Then Order of the Phoenix. Feels like a shift again.
Yeah.
Bureaucracy, teenage angst, real loss.
A lot heavier, yeah. Harry dealing with the Ministry, Umbridge,
Yeah.
and Sirius.
Yeah. Then Half-Blood Prince. We start learning the secrets to Voldemort's immortality, the Horcruxes.
Crucial setup for the end. And finally, the Deathly Hallows. The hunt, the final battle, everything comes together.
Deciding the fate of the whole world. It's quite a journey, book by book, the way it matures.
It really does. And underpinning that whole journey is this incredible world she built.
Oh, the world building.
Yeah.
Our sources consistently say it's one of her absolute greatest achievements, the sheer detail.
It feels so lived in. It's not just magic slapped onto our world. It's a whole society.
Totally. Its own government, the ministry, laws, money, Gringotts.
An education system, sports like Quidditch, media, like the Daily Prophet, it's all there. It feels complete.
And Hogwarts, it's practically a character itself, isn't it?
Absolutely. The moving staircases, the enchanted ceiling, the classes, you feel like you could actually go there.
And the specific magical elements aren't just cool ideas, they matter to the story.
Right, like the Dementors. They're not just monsters, they represent depression, fear.
Or time turners, exploring causality, the forbidden forest danger, mystery.
It all enriches the narrative. It's never just, window dressing.
And there's this amazing blend. The sources call it whimsy in logic.
Yeah, I like that phrase. The magic isn't just random. Spells often have Latin roots, right?
Uh-huh. And magical laws have consequences. There's a system.
It makes the fantastical feel grounded, somehow believable within its own rules. It's not just anything goes.
It makes the world feel solid, even with all the magic.
Exactly. And beneath all that magic woven into that solid world are these really deep human themes.
Yeah, this is where it goes beyond just a kid's story, right?
Absolutely. It tackles some big stuff. Let's start with the obvious one, good versus evil.
Classic theme. But it's not black and white here, is it?
Not at all. The sources really dig into this. Look at Snape, or even Dumbledore, or Harry himself. They all operate in shades of gray.
Snape especially. Love him or hate him, he forces you to think about loyalty, love, bitterness. It's all mixed up.
Right, it suggests morality is about choices, especially in those difficult gray areas.
And then there's power and corruption. That feels very relevant.
Very. Voldemort's rise. It has clear echoes of real-world fascism, doesn't it?
And the Ministry of Magic. Not exactly evil, but flawed.
Yeah.
Bureaucratic, sometimes incompetent, even prejudiced. Shows how institutions can go wrong.
A really sharp critique there. And then, maybe the most powerful theme, love and sacrifice.
Oh, yeah. Lily Potter sacrifice saving baby Harry. That's the foundation.
And it echoes all the way through. Harry walking into the forest at the end. It's portrayed as the ultimate power, stronger than any spell.
Not a weakness, but the strength.
Exactly. Then there's prejudice and identity. This one's huge.
The whole blood purity thing. It's clearly about racism, isn't it? Pure bloods, half-bloods, muggle-borns.
Absolutely. It's magical racism. And it goes beyond that, the treatment of house elves, werewolves, goblins.
Yeah, critiques of social hierarchy, discrimination against those who are different. Really strong commentary there.
And these themes grow with the series, getting more complex as the kids get older.
Which brings us to the characters themselves. They're the heart of it, surely.
Totally. So much depth, so many flaws, so much growth.
Let's start with Harry. He's the chosen one, but he's not perfect.
Far from it. He's relatable because he's flawed. He's brave, yes, but also angry, traumatized, makes mistakes. He feels real.
And Hermione Granger.
Yeah.
What do the sources say about her?
Well, obviously incredibly smart, driven, the brain of the trio, but more than that, often cited as a feminist icon.
Because she uses her intelligence, her voice, stands up for what's right.
Exactly. And she's not afraid to be assertive. A great role model.
Then Ron, often the comic relief.
He is, but he's more than that. His loyalty, his insecurities about being overshadowed, he grounds the trio, shows vulnerability.
Friendship is key there.
Yeah.
Now, Severus Snape?
Ah, Snape. Probably the most debated character, right? The complexity is just off the charts.
Loyalty, bitterness, that tragic backstory. Is he good, bad, both?
Readers are still arguing about it. He really challenges easy answers.
And Dumbledore, the wise mentor.
Yeah.
But with secrets.
Yeah. His past comes out showing that wisdom often comes with regret, makes him more human, less infallible.
And Voldemort, as a villain.
Truly chilling. His obsession with power, immortality, purity, it taps into real-world fears about tyranny. He's not just a cartoon villain, and it's not just the main players, is it?
No. Think about Neville Longbottom's arc. From terrified kid to hero.
Or Luna Lovegood, so unique and insightful in her own way. Sirius Black, complex and tragic.
Even minor characters feel like they have their own stories, their own weight. Adds so much richness.
Okay, so great world, great characters, great themes. What about how the story is actually told? The narrative strengths.
Good point. Pacing comes up a lot, how it shifts.
Right. The early books are faster, lighter, more like mysteries.
Yeah, almost cozy mysteries set in magic school. Then later books get darker, denser, more complex.
Which mirrors Harry growing up. The stakes getting higher. It matures with the reader. Really skillful.
And the foreshadowing. This is something Rowling is famous for.
Oh, absolutely. She plants these tiny details.
Like the Horcruxes. Mentioned subtly way back in book 2 with the diary.
Exactly. And then boom, books later, it's central to the whole plot. Shows incredible planning.
The overall structure is pretty clever too.
Yeah, each book has its own satisfying mystery arc.
But there's that bigger story, Voldemort's rise and fall, connecting everything meticulously across all 7 books.
Keeps you hooked in the short term and invested for the long haul.
And just the writing itself, the dialogue, the humor.
So good. Witty exchanges, Ron's sarcasm, Fred and George, but also real, genuine emotion.
It balances the darkness, doesn't it? Makes the characters feel alive.
Definitely. Okay, but it's not perfect. No story is.
Yeah.
What about criticisms?
Right. Our sources point out a few things. One is repetition, especially early on.
The formula. Dursley's Hogwarts mystery climax.
Yeah. Some found that a bit predictable in the first few books, though others sounded comforting.
Fair enough. What else?
Underdeveloped subplots. This comes up quite a bit.
Like SPEW Hermione's campaign for house elf rights.
Exactly. Or werewolf discrimination with Lupin. Interesting ideas introduced, but maybe not fully explored or resolved.
Yeah.
Left some wanting more.
Okay. And diversity.
That's a big one in critical discussions. For such a huge imaginative world.
The representation isn't always seen as reflecting the real world's diversity. Lack of prominent characters of color, explicit LGBTQ plus rep.
It's a criticism that's grown over time looking back.
And that ties back, again, to the author controversy.
Right. We mentioned her comments on gender identity. Our sources state clearly this has alienated a significant portion of the fan base,
Leading some to reevaluate the books and their relationship with them. Again, just stating what the sources report on that ongoing discussion.
Important context. Okay, despite criticisms, let's talk legacy. The cultural impact.
I mean, it's just immense, isn't it? The numbers alone are staggering.
Over 500 million copies sold. What is it, 80-plus languages?
Something like that. It's truly global. Changed publishing.
And beyond the books,
Yeah.
the films, 8 massive blockbusters.
The stage play, Cursed Child, the theme parks, Universal Studios.
And the fan culture, fan fiction, Pottermore back in the day, cosplay conventions. It's still so active.
It really fostered a whole generation of online community and creativity.
And its influence on other writers.
Huge. You can see Harry Potter's DNA in so much young adult fantasy that came after.
Like Percy Jackson. The Hunger Games, maybe? That wave of big YA series.
Absolutely. It kind of set a new template, or at least raised the bar for world building and long-form plotting in YA fantasy.
Really redefined the genre for the 21st century, and it became this shared language, didn't it?
Totally. Words like Muggle, He Who Must Not Be Named, Hogwarts, Quidditch.
It's just part of the vocabulary now. Even people who haven't read the books know what they mean. That's incredible reach.
So, wrapping things up, what's the final verdict from our sources?
Overwhelmingly positive, despite the caveats.
Yeah.
The consensus seems to be it's a once-in-a-generation phenomenon.
Yeah. Not perfect, clearly, but that blend of magic, emotion, complex characters, and deep themes.
It makes it unforgettable. There's that quote. It speaks to the child in every adult and the strength in every child.
I like that. And the rating reflects that, right? A solid 9.5 out of 10 across the board in our materials.
Pretty high praise. And that leads to a final thought, maybe riffing off that J.K. Rowling quote.
The stories we love best do live in us forever.
Yeah. So a question for you, the listener, to maybe ponder. What is it about stories like these, or any story you love, that makes them stick with us?
How do they keep shaping how we see things long after we finish them?
What gives narrative that enduring power? Something to think about.